Alright, chat, this video is called the newest Pokemon anime nobody's watching. I heard that there's a new Pokemon anime. It doesn't have Ash or Pikachu in it. I am kind of curious. I don't even know where to watch it, but how I would watch it and like what it's like without those two main characters of the franchise. Wait, was that that's the Pokemon, the evolution of Sprigatito, Spaghetti. I call it Spaghetti because I don't know. Sprigatito's evolution. Spaghetto. Wait. That's not Ash. That's not Pikachu. Who the fuck is that? Who is this off-brand ass bitch?
Pokemon Horizons is probably one of the most interesting series we've ever got. Currently, it's the newest ongoing Pokemon series being produced and watched. Well, at least some people are watching. Although before I jump on that, let's first give people a little background on the current state of the Pokemon anime, cause let's face it, the anime is no longer what it used to be. What do I mean by this then?
I figured.
Well, if you've been living under a rock, then you may not have heard that Ash is not only the champion of the world, beating the former #1 trainer Leon, he also got booted from the show. Like, Ash is gone. He's no longer in the anime.
It pisses me off that they made him the world champion and the Pokemon champion of all time in the worst region.
Which, for
that
some,
shit
that's
makes
great
me
news.
so
They've
mad.
been waiting a long time for Ash to be replaced by a new protagonist. Yet for
Also, when is there gonna be a next generation of Pokemon? Hey Siri, when does the next Pokemon generation start? They're saying maybe 2027.
others, that was like killing off their favorite character.
So, like,
for them,
next
it's
year?
no Ash, no Pokemon anime. Which, let's be honest, it's kind of reasonable. Ash has been around for more than 25 years and is one of the most beloved fictional characters of all time. So I understand why some people don't want to watch the anime anymore since their favorite character is now basically gone from the show. On the other hand, Ash has been in here for so long, he's basically done everything a Pokemon trainer like him could do. Ash's original goal was to become a Pokemon master, and in order to be a master, you have to not only be very knowledgeable, but also have plenty of hands-on experience. And
You also have to win the championship.
for Ash, that was to beat everyone else in a Pokemon battle, which eventually, of course, he did become a master at that, as he's now the world
Yeah, after they changed the way the fucking character looks, bro. And put him in the worst generation with the worst Pokemon. I didn't even watch this this version of the series. I didn't care anymore. And that's when they make him win the championship. What the fuck?
champion. So, since he completed his main goal of blowing up and acting like he doesn't know nobody anymore, what then should Pokemon do with Ash?
Oh,
Send
I
him
got
to
that
the
reference.
DLCs? Well,
My
if you want
main
to
goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
see Ash do the DLCs, go watch the Pokemon movies. Go watch any Pokemon series where Ash isn't battling. He's either doing or witnessing everything that a Pokemon trainer like him could do. You know, we're tired of that. Pokemon knew this and they booted him off the show, and in doing that, they risked kind of their whole identity. It's like getting rid of Naruto and Naruto. So here we are.
Yeah, that is weird. I do want to go like and watch all of Pokemon from the beginning. But these series, there's like one season per streaming service. So I would have to sign up with separate accounts to every streaming service. Like, start one, finish the season, cancel it, start a different one, finish the season, cancel it, and do that over and over again for like what, 20 seasons? How many is there? Hey Siri, how many Pokemon seasons are there? Hey Siri, how many Pokemon seasons are there? There's 27. What the fuck? That's so many different services that I'd have to sign up for. But also, knowing where it ends up, I don't care about the conclusion. Like, this is different from One Piece, where I can watch it all, if not all of it, for the most part, in one place. And I can just watch it whenever I want to because I have that one streaming service. And yeah, I might already know the conclusion technically, but I don't know if that's for sure what the conclusion is. That's just what I've heard. I haven't seen it. So
today with Pokemon Horizons, a brand new experience in the same Pokemon world we've come to know and love, but with a completely new direction and cast of characters. Not a single character has been transferred over yet from any of the past series with Ash. This means brand new stories to tell. You know, I wanted to make this video so I can talk about Pokemon Horizons, but we still have to go over the overriding question, and that is the sort of phenomenon that is taking place right now, which is nobody, meaning casual Pokemon fans, are watching Pokemon Horizons. Yes, while the diehard Pokemon anime viewers like myself are watching this new series,
it does kind of look interesting. The only thing I don't like still is that they have rounded faces, like they did in the Alola region. I don't like it. Please get rid of that art style and go back to the way it was. It's like when Ben 10 changed from Ben 10 Alien Force in the classic Ben 10 animation style to Ben 10 Omniverse. Nobody liked it. And therefore, so many people stopped watching.
Is either not watching this at all or hasn't heard that there is a new series without Ash. I mean, which is kind of crazy, you know. Ash and Pikachu being the literal mascot of the franchise, aren't even the world's longest running anime anymore. And if you don't believe me that casual fans aren't watching the newest Pokemon anime, then let me give you some data proving that Horizons is being, well, quite slept on. Let's start with the obvious Google Trends, where we can see any search words' overall popularity.
Also, Pokemon has never been the longest running anime, ever. Just by the way, you can look it up. There's so many more that are longer than it, and I'm pretty sure are still running to this day.
And you can see this chart I've set back to the past 5 years.
It may be the longest running popular
anime,
one.
Pokemon Journeys, and our current series, Pokemon Horizons. Now, already we can see that during Pokemon Journeys' reign, it was up almost double what Horizons has now, and Pokemon Horizons isn't a new series anymore. It's been out for like 3 years, so while Pokemon Journeys spiked when Ash was in his final episodes, we're pretty much at that point with Horizons.
Also, what the fuck just happened upstairs? It sounded like somebody just set a damn bomb off
today, and you can see it's definitely not as high as Journeys. Even if they didn't have a spike, Horizons is still much lower. In a nutshell, less people are watching Pokemon Horizons than Journeys by about 50%, and if graphs isn't your thing, then think about it like this. Do you know any of your casual Pokemon friends watching this series? Do they know anything even about Pokemon Horizons? I'm gonna assume that the answer is probably no.
I have never seen this in my life. I knew that it was being created, but I didn't know how long it was running for. I feel like it's a good time to watch it. Maybe I should react to it on Patreon.
Yeah, maybe if they have a Netflix account, they might have seen a few episodes on there. Which
it's on Netflix? I didn't even know that.
Honestly, that's a whole other reason why the anime is kind of dying off, but that's a bit of a separate topic. I'm just gonna say, generally nobody knows the newest Pokemon anime exists, and if they did, they're probably not watching it, which is kind of a shame, as Pokemon Horizons is widely considered, not even just by me, to be the best Pokemon series Pokemon has ever made. And yeah, that's coming from someone whose whole channel is talking about Ash and...
If I kind of do want to react to it. I'm probably gonna make it a Patreon exclusive, though. If y'all don't know, I have a Patreon. I also have a new YouTube channel for reacting to movies. Technically, the first video was uploaded today. I had one that I made of me reacting to a Pixar short, but my first TV reaction is up as of today, as of 10 o'clock this morning. It's currently in the chat on my my Twitch chat right here. The link is right there, but I might, if I remember to, I'll put it in the link in the description of this video.
The glory days of the Pokemon anime. Objectively speaking, Horizons is just better overall than its predecessors. The animation, the writing, the characters, story, villains. Now, that is not to say that what we got in the past is bad in any way, since I love so much of what we've got in the past with series like XY, Sun and Moon, Diamond and Pearl, even the original series are all amazing. But Pokemon Horizons just does—
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I loved Black and White. I love that whole series of episodes, but X and Y and Diamond and Pearl are peak, and Ash gets really overpowered Pokemon with special abilities in those seasons. I love them. I cannot. He should have won the league in Diamond and Pearl.
the whole Pokemon world building better in my opinion.
Even though that was like his 4th year as a Pokemon trainer, he should have won it.
Bias aside, it is doing better. Now, sure, it's not perfect. None of the series were.
He got
even
robbed.
XY. Yet overall, what we've seen so far, Horizons rarely misses and stays very consistent. So while the show may be overlooked, under the radar, hated even because it doesn't feature Ash anymore, Pokemon Horizons absolutely delivers in almost peak Pokemon writing. Peak writing for a Pokemon show and almost peak for a more mature-ish anime. As Horizons tackles some subjects that you likely wouldn't expect from your traditional Pokemon show, especially when it comes to Dot's character and the villains. For example, Dot, one of the 3 new main characters, goes from being self-isolated, extremely introverted, and not being able to talk to anyone as their genuine self, to actually being able to go outside, explore the world, sometimes even on her own, and reveal more of herself as the series goes on. All, of course, thanks to our new main protagonists, Liko and Roy. The other more serious stuff that happens in this series, which is my favorite, the villains of this show actually act like a serious,
I'm definitely gonna watch it on Patreon.
Threatening threat with lots of layers to explore.
Especially if it's on Netflix.
An example is in season
then I just
3,
have access.
the bad guys literally blackmailing our main characters into isolation and fooling the world to believe they are the good guys and giving the people weaponized objects of war to play around with while they set up their main objective, which honestly is a huge step up from the past villain organizations. And yeah, sometimes they can be goofy like Team Rocket, but these villains are just absolutely peak Pokemon, and I love that.
Oh, now, don't tell me Team Rocket's in this season 2. Are they still in the show?
The new protagonists are...
I'm not gonna lie, that's the only thing that I started to despise about Pokemon, is that Team Rocket always had to have a scene in the episodes.
Of course, great too. Liko and Roy are like a good mix between Ash's best qualities with their
Hold up. Question.
Great too. Liko and Roy...
Why is she dressed up like Oshawott? Anyways, we'll move on.
Are like a good mix between Ash's best qualities with their own goals and quirks. Dot is a third wheel who is also cool as she gets a lot of development throughout the show, and Freed's like the Professor Kukui of the series, major dad vibes, and one of the best characters in the show. The other members of the Rising Volt Tacklers are all decent. They each play their own special role in making the group feel like an actual group of adventurers who know what they're doing and can be very helpful and comedic. Basically exactly what you want from side characters for the show. Horizons reminds me a lot of early Ninjago and gives me major One Piece vibes, even though I haven't even seen One Piece. The whole traveling with a band of characters on a giant boat airship.
Also, by the way, on Patreon, we're watching Ninjago currently.
And treasure hunt like adventures just
I gotta get
like
some more episodes of that put out.
So let me know if you watch both series. They definitely kind of
I am also watching One Piece on my own. I will never be watching One Piece on the Patreon. That's too much effort. That is way, way too much effort. There's no way I could watch One Piece on Patreon. Also, it's just something I like to throw up. I don't like to throw up, but it's something I like to throw on whenever I'm just wanting to watch an anime.
Similar. And yeah, I did mention treasure hunting because early on that's what we see, and granted it's not for the whole series, but it's definitely more adventure themed than any of the past Pokemon series.
Okay.
Which is cool because they still battle gym leaders in Elite Four just like in previous series, but it's not your typical fighting 8 gyms and competing in a league like Ash. I think only...
So it's like the game. It's like the game that the region that they're exploring is like the game then. Because, like, you still had the option to go do, the normal Pokemon thing of fight the gym leaders. level up your Pokemon, take on the Elite Four and beat the champion, and catch the legendary. Actually, no, you didn't even get the option to catch the legendary. You just got it at the beginning of the game, which I thought was dumb. But, like, I guess a good subversion of the way the normal game works. But you get to explore the whole region. Instead of just progressing through it, you get to go at it whatever way you want to.
One of the characters we see actually has the goal to become the strongest trainer, which I think is fine since they still battle a lot. Sometimes the battles are
Dude, what is that?
as good as the XY battles even, although sometimes they can be like the original series battles that go very slow. I've definitely seen some of the slow motion battles in Horizons, but that's usually since it's a less important battle. It is still a minor gripe though. Horizons has a mix of all of the goodness that we like from the Pokemon anime and packages it nicely with the new they're giving us, especially with more of the emphasis focused on adventure. It's for sure one of the best things about this anime for me, other than
I might watch 1 to 2 episodes tonight. We'll see how it goes.
the characters and battles, of course. So the fact we're getting
$3
more of
on
that
Patreon
here than any other series is great because we get amazing characters, villains,
For
battles,
access to everything that I'm watching for the first time, by the way. $3 a month.
and storylines. Now, storylines are kind of rare in the Pokemon anime, as the only thing you could really call a storyline in the past was arcs, that being league arcs, character arcs, or villain arcs. For example, Ash's Kanto League and other league runs, May's contest arcs, Team Galactic and Hunter J, the Team Flare arc, the Aether Foundation arc with Lily and Gladion's mom, Project Mew and Journeys. All of that is story arcs slash storyline.
Bro, Team Galactic is just so peak. I can't.
Lines we've gotten in the past throughout each series, but typically we mainly get Ash's League run and
Team Galactic wanted to take over time and space and end the world. That's the most badass shit. Team Rocket just wanted to kidnap people's Pokemon. Like, shut the fuck up.
either villain arcs or his companions have something going
I don't even remember what Team Plasma's goal was. I'm gonna be honest. That's how much I cared.
on. Now, I feel like every episode there's a storyline at play. Yes, there are still a lot of filler episodes for sure. Don't even get me started on that Stunfisk episode.
Although, Team Galactic in the games, the grunts, dumb fucks. Dumb fucks. They let me into every single one of their locked fucking buildings just by sheer incompetence. They're dumb fucks.
But overall, more is happening in Horizons, and it's better now that each arc, for the most part, is connecting with the overall story of Horizons.
Dusknoir.
And it's interesting. Project Mew was not interesting. The Darkest Day
Or
arc
is that
was
Duskull? No, that's Dusknoir.
kind of a bump in the road. The only thing interesting about Pokemon Journeys was Ash fighting in the Masters 8 and the return of previous characters. So while the quality of the
Wait, what? Paul came back?
was Ash fighting in the Masters 8 and the return of previous characters. So while the quality of the
I don't
Pokemon
remember
anime
that.
rose, the viewership did not. I am aware that Pokemon Horizons is more popular outside of the US, like in Japan, since it's more accessible, and that's, you know, where Pokemon comes from, so obviously they're more likely to watch it there. However,
Yeah.
overall, Pokemon Horizons, even 3 years since its debut, is still one of, if not the least watched Pokemon series of all time. Now, what do I think about that? Well, something popular definitely does not equal good. However, I do understand why it's at that state that it's in. If Pokemon
Am I
continues
the only one that thought Gen 3 wasn't that good?
to deliver us this good of quality and makes it more accessible to watch outside Japan,
Also,
then,
the cards were
give it
weird
enough
back
time and
then.
Pokemon will be right back to where they stood. But as of now, it's likely to remain
They're
like
cool
this.
now, but they were
Unless,
weird.
of course, Ash makes a return. Then the graph should spike like crazy, but Pokemon is in its rebuilding phase. Not to be confused for rebranding, as their core identity of Pokemon isn't lost. It's just the characters who started it all, Ash and Pikachu. So you who haven't watched Horizons yet, should you start watching? Well, to that,
They should either bring Ash back in the very last episode of the series, or not at all. That's my opinion. Stick to your guns, bro. Don't settle for a cheap cameo just to get people excited.
I have to say, look, it's pretty good. We have back-to-back episodes again.
If you wanna get rid of the
episodic
character, get rid of the
chaos-like
character.
journeys. We have coherent storytelling, great new characters who are interesting and charming, and the best villains other than Team Rocket, I guess. But seriously, these new characters are actually really good. If you're a fan of
Did he just say Team Rocket is good villains? No, they're not. Didn't they win like one time?
Different storytelling, great new characters who are interesting and charming, and the best villains other than Team Rocket, I guess. But seriously, these new characters are actually really good.
Fuck
if you're a
Team
fan of
Rocket.
the old anime and not just riding off nostalgia,
I'm sorry, I grew up in Diamond and Pearl era, but fuck Team Rocket. They were in that series too, and it pissed me off.
which I'm aware is probably the majority of us watching on YouTube, you're gonna have a good time with this one. So yes, I would say that you should consider watching this because Pokemon Horizons is very good. If you've enjoyed my rant, then consider subscribing to our channel as we're nearing 99,994 subscribers, and anything to help us get there would be very much appreciated.
Dang,
Plus, you might be interested in some of my
99,994.
other rant videos on Pokemon. So with that being said,
Yo, he's at
I'll see you all later.
Yo, he's at 106. Hey, chat. Subscribe to bro, please. I've watched so many of his videos on the second channel. It's not even funny. But, yeah, we're going to watch Pokemon, what they say it was, Horizons? Not Journeys. We should probably watch Journeys at some point, too, on the Patreon. I don't know necessarily if maybe Journeys would get YouTube videos for it to promote it. But I'll definitely watch Horizons on Patreon. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe.
Uh-oh.
I'm out. See y'all later.